especially, I had to make a background for my page, for my channel. So that's something I've been on all day.
Well, I'm glad. We're gonna go live now. Cause
Okay.
I told everybody 3:30 and we're 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
So, and I've already made you wait enough, which I'm really sorry.
Well, I mean, look, this is me. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. I'll make it happen. However, so you see, I'm in the mall. I'm in my truck. Like, I came out of my truck so you can hear me better, so I can hear you better.
That's great.
But I'm gonna make it happen one way or the other. Like, that's my approach to life. I grew up in like some of the worst parts of St. Louis, and no matter what, like, I'm gonna always make it happen. Like, so don't ever worry about it. That's why I told you, don't apologize. You with your family. If it has something to do with family, never apologize for it. That's your family. Family comes first, always, all the time. Because I will never put mine on pause for anybody. And never be ashamed of it, never apologize for it.
Thanks, Harvey. It's been tough on them, that's for sure. Oh, there they are. We've got a lot of people in here. Hi everybody. This is the first time we've done this, so hold on, okay? Hold on. Let me move this back. And that way you guys can see Harvey too. Let me move this. Hi. Okay, Harvey. You guys know that I'm not tech savvy. Oh, yeah, there he is. Do you guys see Harvey? He's right there.
Hey.
Hi, RJ.
I can't see anybody, but how y'all doing?
Well, there's all the comments right down there. You see them? See all the words? Can you see them?
Who, me?
Yeah, you can't see them, the comments right there, Harvey? It's right here.
I can see it a little bit, but I'm reading. Oh, go down just a little more.
A little more?
I see a bunch of kisses or something.
Yes. Kisses from SFJ Nation from Amy.
Okay.
And there's Terry. Yabonda Bell. How are you? Amy.
Okay, so I can see them a little, but I can't really read them because my phone is my phone. But
It's been a long time. RJ, John Sadler. Can you guys hear us okay? DJ Who Kid.
What?
That is funny. There's Tay. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You guys know how bad I am with tech. Anything that has to do with computers, you guys know how horrible I am. This way. Okay, this is gonna be like a work in progress. Cause I'm not sure.
It'll get better. Don't worry about it.
Loud and clear?
It's the first go around. It ain't gonna be perfect.
It is not. You guys, Harvey made a page. So, wait a minute. If you made a page, aren't I supposed to pull you up on a video? Isn't that right, you guys? Like, if you...
I don't know because I'm on my phone. So my page is 50 hearts in one direction.
Jed! I think if Harvey made his own page, then I can pull him up. If Harvey made his own YouTube page, can't I just pull him up?
You could pull up his YouTube page, yes.
But I'm not on that page right now.
What if you went on your phone and went live too?
Well, I don't know if that would work.
I could try that.
Well, Amy's saying if he goes live on Instagram, he can join me. Yeah, Blue's here. Blue Jedi's here. It might be the signal is snowing like crazy.
Actually, yeah, if he goes live on Instagram, we can bring him up through that.
Do you want to go live on Instagram, Harvey?
I can do that. Whatever makes it work.
Okay. Go live on Instagram so we can pull you up.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright, so let me do that now.
I'm going to see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
You're still live with everybody.
Okay. Okay, you guys, just hold on a second. I'm trying to get Harvey on here. Like I said, this is still a work in progress.
Sign in.
Oh, no. Hopefully you guys are entertaining yourselves in there. Steam. I don't even remember. I don't remember. Saying this is wrong.
Can't you? Oh, it's a different.
Let's try it.
No. You gotta log into your Facebook.
I hate this. I don't remember passwords. I can barely remember where I am most of the time.
Do you have them somewhere on your phone?
Yeah. What if, okay, how do I go to my other account?
You have to put in whatever email or phone number you used for that. And then that password.
It's the same thing. They're gonna give you a code. A code's gonna come up. What does it say? Okay.
Oh, sorry, hold on. I'll just shove it out. But that's changing everything on your Facebook.
Okay.
It was just saying, excuse, here, hold
Do you guys see what my poor husband has to go through? Because I don't know anything about computers.
on. There.
Okay.
Now where's Harvey?
Harvey is the one with hearts. Yeah, followers.
Are you following him too?
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Alright, you have to wait until he goes live. So until that happens, talk to your people.
Okay, so we're just waiting for him to go live. Hi. I'm glad you're on early today. Next says, I love you. Okay, so, if you guys want me to follow you guys, let me know, because I am horrible at trying to guess what's going on, because I've only been on social media since November. I don't know what I'm supposed to do on social media. I see you guys doing lots of fun stuff and putting things out, and I read funny things. As you can see, I do not know what I'm doing. I don't know how to put out funny things. I don't know how to make use of social media. Tech, for instance, Technician, or I just call him Tech. He is a rapper, and he does all kinds of really cool things. And he does a lot of stuff. He makes his own rap beats, and now he's got this hip-hop rap media that I follow. So now every day is something new in hip-hop, so that's really neat. And it's a lot. I don't know how anybody keeps up with thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers. I don't know how anyone does that, because I like to keep up with what everybody's doing. Hi, O! Next trip I'll post on YouTube, Italy, Thailand, Laos next year. Hi, Blue! Wow. And can you imagine if I went places? I've never been anywhere. Nowhere. I stay in California. I'm scared of everything.
That's not by my choice.
Look at, there's R Brown. See, and everybody loves R Brown, and I'm just like, hi, R Brown.
He hasn't gone live yet.
Okay, so we're just, Harvey, if you're out there, we're waiting for you. I'm excited, and yeah, so I actually got a migraine. I had to go and take something because I was so nervous. I'm like, but I was happy to see that even Screw was oh, Tyson Twin, hi. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for always helping out in the comments, because you guys know I don't know everything. I don't. But yeah. And I did tell Harvey, I go, whatever you do, don't make me cry, because Harvey is very, very kind and kind-hearted. If you guys see his comments, they're full of encouragement and nice things and enlightenment. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Look at all my tissues. I see all these tissues. So, yeah. My poor husband, he's just has to fix everything.
It's alright, I'm used to it though.
Anybody in there?
Just
Pink
not if you
Floyd.
can hear me. Is there anyone home?
Blue, I really would love for you to get your IQ tested one day, because it's just not very common
Alright,
that
so
you have that much knowledge.
if he actually does go live,
Okay. Thank you, Callie's husband. Yeah, Jedi.
let me cancel that. Cancel that. That's not me. There.
Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody. They can see my shoulder. So if he goes live on here,
Okay.
hit the eyeball here. It'll pop up, and then you'll just resize it to whatever you want. But keep hitting that to refresh. That's why I minimized your chat right here. That way you can see it.
Okay.
Because I haven't added it to this. What?
Roma is cute because Blue says that's a thick shoulder.
You're welcome, Blue.
Hey AR, what's up? How's it going?
Oh, chat. I'll be right back.
Something got him to remember something. Yeah, we're just waiting for Harvey to get on Instagram. Maybe I'll just text him really quick. Or tweet it out. So what you guys all been up to? I've been not really getting attacked. I don't like to use strong language like that. There. Try again. You both have to be on IG. Oh! She said I have to be on Instagram too. Thanks, Amy.
Well, Amy, can't he go live and she bring it up in OBS to as a little screen like that? Because if he went live, we could show everybody like this, and he would be able to talk.
That's funny. Okay, so if then I have to be on Instagram too?
Well, is he going to go live on his Instagram?
He's active, it says. Maybe refresh it. Hi, Harvey. I don't know if you can hear me. I guess I had to send a request.
Yeah, but how come it's not posting it up here?
It's not posting on the computer. Hi, Harvey. Hey, so we have you up on the computer, but it's not showing up as you're live. See?
Yes, I don't know. I'm not used to this. I'm just getting used to this.
Then we're in the same boat, Harvey.
Maybe it's something I need to do on this end. I don't know.
I have no idea. My husband's blood pressure is at 200 over probably like 100.
It won't be the first time.
Thanks, Blue. Go live on IG. We'll go there and you can add him to your live. Yeah? I feel bad for everybody. I was like, oh, my YouTube.
Alright, I don't see on here how you can go live.
I should have talked to Amy. I should have consulted Amy first, is what I should have done. Make sure.
How do you go live on Instagram on here?
You guys, so there's no way to go live on Instagram on the computer.
Yeah.
It has to be through the phone only? Oh. Yeah, look at Mighty Gemini says nope, nope, nope.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Oh, about you have to be live here to talk to Harvey.
We can go to Instagram and it will be.
So I think you're live on there now, and that's why it's a split screen.
That's why that's what they're saying. So are all of you guys on my IG? Shrug. I don't know. I don't have Twitter. Bradley, do you have my IG? My Instagram?
So I can close this out.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
Love you, Quimley.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a piggy.
Alright, where's your holder thing? Your holder thing.
Okay, so I just see somebody switch over from YouTube.
Cool. Look, there's DJ Who Kid.
I mean, to do both, you'll just have to post it up here.
Okay, you guys, all I got is YouTube.
I
Mind
mean,
a Gemini.
if somebody has a question for Harvey, you can just
Can I
read
just
it
stay?
for
What
him.
if I just stay on both? Can I do that? Can I just be here? Babe,
Yeah.
why are you facing him that way if he needs to look at me?
Well, that way the people can see him.
Why don't you guys go ahead and go on Instagram and I'll just do both. How about that?
Hey, just come on.
So for people who don't have YouTube and they can so we can do both. How about that? Whoever wants to go on IG can go on IG and whoever wants to be on YouTube can be on YouTube. We'll just do it that way until I figure out what the heck I'm doing.
Hold on for a second.
Okay, Amy. Okay, Blue. Hey, Blue. Oh. Pearl, hi Pearl. Okay, Bradley, just stay with me. Okay, so let's get started. So Harvey was telling me a little bit about himself. Harvey was telling me that he's worked at a cancer. Is that a cancer center, Harvey?
Yeah, that's actually where I work at now.
Okay.
So I work for a cancer center here in St. Louis. I mean, I've done like some of everything though. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I got somebody that's gonna be my cameraman right now. So. Alright. Thank you, kindly. Alright. So I've turn just a little bit my way. There you go. So I work at a cancer center right now. Been there for a couple years, and I mean I've worked some everywhere. So I'm like I don't know. I guess I bounce around a lot here and there. So you gotta excuse me because I'm driving at the moment. So I'm gonna be talking and thinking at the same time until I can park.
Got you. Amy, I just love you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for putting up with me. I am so new. It's crazy. You guys know where my heart is, though. I try, and sometimes I fail epically, and this is one of those that we can definitely put in that book. So, yeah. Yeah. But Harvey, I don't know how Harvey found me, but he found me, and Nefarious tweeted, he goes, "Who's been hating on you? I'll cut them." Isn't that funny? Thank you, Nexus. If you guys see Michelle Dana Jones in the comments, that's the Nexus, and she's awesome. She actually was the one who helped inspire me to get into just being me on YouTube. Once you get a bot, I can feed my flip coin addiction. I'll be here all the time. I love you, Mind of Gemini. I've been really blessed with all of you. I really feel all of you came to me, Amy as well. Like, I'm so lucky. Somebody's watching me, Blue. I've been with Screw since he's been in his car fighting his seatbelt. I've been with No Life Shack since he was breaking down Kamikaze. I've been with Juice TV since, I don't know, Juice hit puberty. I've been with The Evolve since The Evolve was talking about Kamikaze. And so I've learned a lot, but what I keep seeing over and over is, you know what, Mind of Gemini? I really think it's all of you guys. I don't know, Jedi. I don't know. It's all of you. Yes, the Nexus. And what makes me sad is I always see this narrative of some people belong and some people don't. And you guys know how hard I will fight with people in the comments. Like how fast I can get really mean really fast. Oh, thank you. Yes. Kamikaze helps so many people discover other people. It's true. And Harvey found me probably talking about music, and you guys will notice in a lot of my old videos, if I don't like doing something, I'm like, meh, meh, meh. So I found out really quickly that, yes, Blue, I get mad like that. I followed you, but you have to accept. Oh, okay, Roberto. Roberto, is it, are you on my IG? Okay, don't worry. We'll just stay right here, and when I get off the live, I'll make sure I accept everybody wherever you guys are. So what I saw a lot of is a lot of, you guys don't belong here. You guys can't speak on anything. And what I was really blessed with was Harvey. Harvey was explaining things to me. Harvey was breaking down things to me. He was sending me links to, hey, hi daddy, what the hip hop culture is, and hi A-Train. He started talking to me about what's going on and why. And then a lot of other people were telling me how they felt, like how they got hurt, you know? I love the hearts. So that's all. That's really what I want to talk about. And then other people from other countries, like especially Africa, they started. I'm looking, Jedi. I'm looking, Mr. Director. They know that I don't know what I'm doing, so they're just going to accept me. Thanks, DJ. Thanks, DJ. So, where was I going with this? So, as soon as I met Harvey and started talking to him through the comments, I was just like, okay, this guy needs his own channel. Because I'm not the person that anybody should be talking to about these kinds of serious things. I just want it figured out. Somebody needs to figure this out, because I'm so sick of racism. I am sick of people thinking that just because the color of my skin, they can tell me anything they want. Because that's not true. And as soon as they figure out that I'm not white, then they kind of backtrack a little, and I'm like, no, but what if I was? And what if my family is? And what if I have family that is half African American or of other, nationalities? Because my whole background is completely blended, and that's just how it's always been. I don't look at, I look way past that. I don't care. I have been fighting this fight like my whole life. And people are like, well, where do you live? I'm like, well, you live in a better house than I do. Ever since I was young, I still live in the hood. You guys hear trains? The trains, I live right across from the train tracks. I've lived by the train tracks my whole life. They're still there. So when people come at me sideways, I just crack up. I'm like, you guys don't want to come where I'm at. I have a complete camera system all the way around my house, so we won't die. It's just, yeah, Harvey, I mean, it's just, there was one time, I kid you not, and my husband gets so pissed off at me. There was two huge African-American guys, and they looked like they were going to jump this poor little old man, right? I had to stop my car and go and stare him down. And my husband was like, are you nuts? I'm all, yes, I am. Because I've done this on the wrong side of town. I've done this in stores. I will not accept bullying. I don't like bullying. I don't care if I'm the smallest person in the world. I don't care if it was a woman. I don't care if it was reversed and it was a little tiny old black man, and it was two big old Nazi-looking white people. I'm going to say something, I won't accept it, and I'm tired of it. And that's why I'm like, we have to talk about it, because it's getting ridiculous. That's it.
True.
So Harvey's here to make sure that I don't have a stroke.
Which is what I do kind of on a daily basis with a lot of people anyway.
I know,
so
DJ.
This is the whole deal.
Exactly.
And for everybody, yes, I was driving. I've been having a day of doing a lot of running, but I'm the type of person, if I make a promise or I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it by any means necessary. So I had to pick up a friend from work at the mall. I'm at the mall. I'm gonna make it happen. So now I found a nice, well-lit parking lot, so we can go ahead and talk about it.
Yes.
So, but this is a thing, and I always say, with a lot of stuff, you have to know the cause of it. You have to know the root of it. So I'll start with hip hop, since that's how I met everybody on her.
Okay.
So let's take it by generation, right? And I'll take it starting with the whole Lord Jamar issue, right?
Okay.
So, and I explained this in the comment to someone, I can't remember who, but Lord Jamar is part of a group that was a part of a bigger group called the Zulu Nation.
Okay.
And Zulu Nation is made up of Africa Bambaataa, Queen Latifah, a tribe called Quest, De La Soul, a few other people too, a few other groups. And they have been basically around in hip-hop since hip-hop started in the 70s. So, whereas I was a kid in St. Louis, before hip-hop ever reached me, Lord Jamar was already a part of it. So, he would have a different perspective because of being from the birthplace of hip-hop. He's going to have a completely different view. And with him, it's more of a this is my house type of deal. So let's say if we wanted to take it region by region, state by state, everybody outside of New York is a visitor to the house of hip hop, if you want to look at it like that, because that's how his mind is perceiving it to be. But then you take me, and I was born in '76. So, but hip hop didn't reach me until the '80s, pretty much. But it reached me at the same time that it reached everybody else. And hopefully everybody can hear me. I don't know if I'm talking loud enough, but it reached me at the same time that it reached everybody else. But when my older brother introduced me to hip hop, I was hearing everybody from Def Jam. So I was listening to Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash, and I was listening to a lot of people on the East Coast. But I also heard Run DMC. I heard the Beastie Boys. So for me, Rick Rubin, which is one of the greatest producers, like period, still, also a white guy. These are people who was in hip hop when I came into hip hop. So for me, white people are not a guest in the house of hip hop. They're a part of it. It's a culture. So as KRS-One once said, it's what you live and breathe. It's how you wake up. It's how you walk. It's how you talk. It's what you do. It is a culture, just like Native Americans have their culture, or Latinos have their culture, or blacks have their culture. It's a culture inside of American culture. So his point of view is because he was there at the inception of it, when nobody else knew anything about it. When I say white people right now, I want people to understand, I'm speaking of corporate America. I'm not speaking of the random everyday person. So when white people finally took notice to the culture, it was strictly for profit. It wasn't because they love it. It wasn't because they thought, oh, this would be a great thing to connect people. It was strictly for profit. Everything that was done for profit. So a lot of times, I I know Lord Zamar, he sounds angry a lot of the time. And the thing about being called a racist, like, I don't like when people do it to white people. Like, just because a person is passionate or emotional about certain things doesn't make you racist. You can be a bigot, you can be prejudiced, but there is a difference between the three. I will say, Lord Jamar does come off very bigoted when it comes to defending hip-hop, but then again, like I say, I understand it. He's from a different part, a different time. It's just as how my grandfather and one of my white friends' grandfathers may have completely different views. They're raised in a different time. If a white guy that's in his 80s called me colored, I'm not gonna look at him like, oh, you're racist, you're a bigot. In his time, they called me colored. I'm gonna translate. I'm gonna code switch. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna listen to his tone. I'm gonna listen to how he treats me. And I'm not gonna belittle him or be upset about that. And I saw one person say he's mad because M raps better than him. I don't really think he cares about the technical skill of it. It's like if you look at let's use percentages of races, right? So they say that blacks make up 12% of this country. Whites make up 50% of this country. So out of that 12%, only 6% really gonna be into hip hop. You know, the older people gonna like their jazz, they gonna like their R&B, they gonna like their gospel. It's a lot of older people that hate, a lot of older black people who hate hip hop. So they're not gonna see it the way that we see it. I don't think he really. I think he cares to the point that about Eminem being a white person, getting the accolades of it. But like I said before in a lot of replies, it's because people who have been in the culture longer than Eminem, who can do the same, people never recognize. And so that kind of bothers people. Because it's like a lot of you were introduced to rap through Eminem. So for you, Eminem is the dude, like he that deal. So, but for someone like me, I love him, like I really like him. I think he is a talented MC. He has earned everything that he has gotten. But there are people who have done the same or are on the same level who a lot of people may not be aware of because you came into rap through Eminem.
Okay, now let's talk on that. That's perfect. That's where we want to go with this. Okay. I came in hating Eminem. I did not like Eminem one bit. My sister tried to get me to listen to Eminem. And my sister and I never really got along. I told you how my family's very dysfunctional. So I crack up because she was just like, you gotta listen to this guy. And I'm like, all right. So she would put it on. I'm like, this is horrible. This is the worst music I ever heard in my life. I'm like, turn it down before somebody hears this. This is embarrassing. I mean, the meanest thing you could ever think of, I was saying this. This is when, I think it was his first album or whatever. And I was just like, Andre, you're going to get us killed out here. Like, no. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, this is not hip hop. This is not rap. I don't know what this is, but turn it off. It needs to be off. And she was always trying to turn it up. She was always trying to put it on in my car. We're just fighting in the car, like, all the time. So it didn't matter how much time went by. It didn't matter. Years went by. It was like I purposely was such a jerk to her. It was like every time she would mention Eminem, I was just like, I hate that guy. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. And I was just like being such a jerk because she's my little sister and she didn't know what she was talking about. And he's not hip hop. This is not true. So I would never give him a chance, ever. And she would come to me with facts. She would tell me how he came from nothing. She would tell me how abused. She would tell me all these things, and I'm just like, yeah, everybody does. Look where we're at. I'm like, and, you know, I mean, you want to talk about a real a-hole? I mean, I'm pretty bad. So, I made her cry so many times. I mean, you can talk to my husband about that. Yeah, so, I don't know when it finally clicked for me to finally listen, but I refuse. If you push me to do something, I will do the opposite. If you try to get me to like something, I won't. If you try to force me to do something, I'll do the opposite. If you try to tell me I'm some type of way, I will be that type of way. If you tell me that fam is appropriating the culture, I will use fam every third word. If you try to tell me that I'm any kind of way that annoys you, I will do that to annoy you. That is how petty I am. Because for you to disrespect me or to disrespect anybody that likes me, I want to be up your ass in your throat, pissing you off because I don't like you, because you're a hater and you came at me that way. So I want to be like that to you. And it won't affect me. I'm going to be laughing. And I know that's not Christian and that's not godly, but that's just the person that I am. So let me finish, Mr. Harvey, because I love you, and you're my little angel on my shoulder, because everybody came into my channel thinking she's an angel and she's a sweetheart and look at she's so, and we can push her and she'll do whatever we want because she's so sweet. Not at all. I'm trying to get to a bigger narrative, and this narrative is all this needs to stop. I'm tired of seeing my friends getting hurt on both sides. I'm tired of seeing good people having to be scared because they don't want to say something or they're scared that they're appropriating something. I'm tired of Tech, for instance, who tried to stick his neck out for a complete stranger, getting called a coon or whatever that word is. And
I would never use that word for another black person.
That, yeah, or Uncle Tom. I don't, yeah. So let me go back before we get into that. So big up to Tech, and you guys better follow his page, Hip Hop Media. Tech, you better type it in. And don't forget to follow Harvey, because Harvey's going to have his own channel, and we're going to be doing this a lot until this goes away. So I hated Eminem. I wasn't about Eminem. He wasn't hip hop, never was. I would probably be a follower of Lord Jamar back then. And my sister was like, hey, he's coming to town. I want to get concert tickets. You have to get it. I was like, in your face, I'll never, ever do that. There's no way in hell. I would rather burn my money than buy Eminem tickets. I will throw it out the window. I mean, that's how petty I was. I would rather do this, you know, like burn it, tear it, whatever. And she would just be like, please, I'm not old enough to buy these tickets. I'm like, well, you're screwed then. So what she did was she called the radio station, and she actually won, because God is good and karma bites you in the ass. So, and she used my name. She used my actual name. So guess who had to take her to that concert? So I sat there and watched this, the whole thing. I watched it, and I was just like, and she was like, did you enjoy it? And then I'm like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, this is somebody who listened to Tupac, Ludacris. I mean, we're talking Nelly, everybody that you see that I play, that's who I listen to. So to put Eminem, it was just like a freak of nature. So I don't know how I got into liking him and learning so much about him. It could have just been because of my friends starting to, I have no idea. I have no idea. But probably because bullying. Because I started seeing that switch. And then I started seeing it was bullying on both sides. Like, if you like Eminem and you are a black person as a collective, you're the bad guy. And I'm like, whoa. You can't hate on your own kind. Like, that's crazy to me. And then if you're a white person, and I'm like, that person's not even white, that person's Mexican. You can't hate them for like what? And so I'm just like, okay, this is all out of control. Like, I hid from social media because I have been stalked twice. I have had lots of like things happen to me to where I just said, I'm just waiting to die. That's my whole life. I just been waiting to die. I went into nursing, started taking care of old people. My patients started dying. I said, okay, I don't know what God's trying to force me to do. I guess I have to live now. So let me go see what everybody's doing. And then this is when I saw what was going on. So this is what I'm doing. I want to know why. This has not been figured out. And here you are, Harvey. This has to stop.
This is the conundrum to that, though. So it will be hard, and honestly, to be honest with you, it's going to be a few generations from us before it really ends.
I hope so. I like that figure.
Yeah, because so again, I'm the transition generation, right? I was one of the first to go to school, and I don't know if it's out where you live, but we have something here called the desegregation program, and in that program, they bus the city kids out to the county schools. So out here in the counties is where most of the white people live. In the city is where most of the black people live.
Mm-hmm.
So in the inner city, they bust all of our kids out to the counties. That was my first time being the minority in the school.
Okay.
I've always had white friends, but this is my first time where I left my neighborhood and rode the bus for an hour to go to school in a neighborhood that's not mine, around no one that's like me. So this is where I start to see the differences.
Okay.
So I forgot my train of thought where I was going with that.
I get it.
I know where I was going. But my mother didn't get that. Even though my mother and my father, they had white friends too, but they were just the ones who lived out where we lived at. Going out seeing houses that every couple blocks it wasn't a vacant house, or seeing, everybody being a part of the school system, I didn't see that where I was. So I got to see that. My parents didn't. My kids don't know what my parents saw. I got to see a little bit of the ignorance that they went through.
Yep.
But I also got to see it begin to get better. Because this conversation here would have not been had 30 years ago or 40 years ago.
Yep.
And depending on where you stay, it's still going to be different. Like I said, in St. Louis, a lot of the racism here is hidden. It's not in your face. So, whereas I could take a job. I didn't finish. I got maybe 20 credits left to go finish till I get my degree.
I can't wait.
But I can get a job where I need a degree, but because someone knows a person who's the GM or knows someone who's the head of whatever, they can get a job and they won't have half the education that I have or experience, because it's about who you know.
Mm.
And so things like that, just some of the attitudes of how people feel or how people treat you or speak to you, it all shows. So here in St. Louis, you have so many people who are guarded because of that. Okay. Now, depending on where you go, that's going to change. If you go down south, it may be better, or it may be worse, depending on where you go. I know I've been to California a few times, and the energy that I feel in St. Louis, I don't feel when I go to the West Coast.
Is that good or bad, Harvey?
Huh?
Is that good or bad, Harvey? Is it better in Cali for you? It's good? Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Because people, people they're a little bit more open. So even down south, like the Southern hospitality thing, it's a true fact. Like people will speak to you, will want to try to help you, will want to try to do for you. You know, they want you to succeed. But it's still a collective. Like it's still a separation in some of it. And this generation and my daughter's generation are pushing away from that.
How old is your daughter, by the way, Harvey?
I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Yes, that's what I'm pushing for too. I'm hoping that our children, I don't care how old, young, I would like them to grow up in a better place. When I saw Tech trying to defend that woman, that word that I want that word to go away. Now, I know it won't, but if that word stays just within the African community, the African American community, that is your choice. But when it starts spreading out to others, they have to understand where that came from and why. My kids, I'm going to tell them, just like how my grandfather told me, you're not getting a tattoo. I have no tattoos. My grandfather has been dead 13 years. He told me at 13 years of age, if I were to get a tattoo, he will carve it out of my skin. I still don't have a tattoo. So I'm going to tell my kids the same thing. If I ever hear you say the N-word, I don't care if you use a GA, I don't care if you use an ER, I don't care if you start to even, I'm not only going to punch you, it's going to be an all-out fight because that is unacceptable. There's no reason to use that. You don't know the context. You don't know the back history. If you don't want to get punched in the neck, then don't go there. There's no reason for it. So that's how strongly I feel. And if they respect me and if they respect themselves, that's what they have to know. And that's where I'm going to go with that. So, I mean, I've been gone for so long. So for people just to be using it in music, and I'm just like, well, but you can't. So how are you saying it? And they're just like, well, yeah, I can. I'm all, I didn't know that you could. Okay. And some people can, just like you were saying, it depends on where you are. Some people can use it in music. Some people can't. It depends on if you're on the West Coast or if you're on the East Coast. I'm just like, okay, what? So, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was my thought on that.
You're fine, but even on that, like, and I said it to you before. I think when I first met you. Hold up, okay. I said it before when I first met you. If a person takes it and looks at themselves, whatever, every ethnicity has a derogatory term for it.
Mm.
And the one thing that you will never hear, or I take that back, because in the 90s it was said a lot, and I don't think people understood it. A lot of rappers used to say, they used to say the derogatory term for Chinese people.
Okay.
You know, they talk, they were high, they look this way, and all of that. And that's died down. And I think a lot of it has to do with it because a lot of blacks didn't understand that was a term that was offensive. But if you really listen now, you don't hear a lot of blacks say that anymore. You don't hear a lot of rappers use that term anymore.
The NIGGA?
Huh?
The NIG...
No. I'll say it just for context. The word chink.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Chinky eyed this and blah, 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 whatever.
Gotcha.
You don't hear rappers say that anymore. Most rappers didn't understand. I don't think most rappers understood that was offensive. So, if you listen to a lot of music now, you don't hear rappers using that term. Now, as far as saying any other race, you never hear rappers use any derogatory terms for any other race. We say the N-word because that's how we speak with each other.
Right.
Now, if you're in a concert, hey, this is 60,000 strong. I'm standing in the middle of 60,000 people. Do your thing. I'm not here to police you.
Right.
You're singing a song. I'm not gonna police a person singing a song. But when you're individually if you're in the presence of a person, then you should check that just out of the respect of that person. There's no way I'm gonna have you go to a concert and you hit the mute button every time that word comes up. That's gonna be the dumbest sounding concert ever in life. So it's like, no, you don't do that. But when you're next to me, or we're walking and talking, or you see me on the street, check it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Because same respect that I'll give you, or we give you. There's so many terms for Latinos, for Mexicans, for Italians, for Irish, for Polish, for white people, whatever. You don't hear it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the part that I think, at least for me, I see. Like, I don't hear those things come out of people's mouth. I mean, now, you get upset, you say what you say, but you got to take the consequences that come behind it. But in everyday speech, I don't hear it. You know, you don't hear anybody's derogatory term. But everybody gets upset because we police the word for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, switch it around. Do you want me to call you the term that has to do with your race?
That's true.
Because it will bother you.
Yeah.
And that, I think, in all honesty, I think, at least for me, that's what I see most people seeing it as. I don't call you by your derogatory term. Respect me enough not to call me by it, even if you think that we're friends for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just need that respect. Because it would be, if the shoe was on the other foot, it would be a whole other ball game. It would be a whole other problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So, now, Lord Jamar. Now, I see in my comments, people are upset with me because they want me to leave him alone, not to mention him. But at the same time, why would they come to my channel and say that I can't speak on certain things if he's speaking on certain things, if it's my channel? Oh, and speaking of which, there's a John Brown. John Brown, if you're watching, I just wanted to say I apologize to you. I didn't understand your comment, and I was in the middle of rage, so I apologize to you. I understand your comment now, and I apologize to you again. So I'm sorry, and I hope you forgive me. And yes, so yeah, I go from 0 to 1,000 like in a second. So I don't like when somebody tells me I can't talk about something if they tell me nicely. Like, if you were to tell me, Kristen, don't talk about Lord Jamar, I'd be like, okay, because I don't really care. But what I do care about is if Lord Jamar was to talk about Sly, hi Sly, or Brian, or you, or Charles, or somebody that I care about, somebody that I know. The only reason why I even bring up Eminem is because it seems like he's always the easy target. It's like everybody keeps touting him like he's the great white hope. And it's not that. It's, look at anybody who's ever came from nothing. You gotta give it to them. If you come from nothing under these daunting circumstances of dirt poor, and then your parents have just, like, his dad left, and his mom, like, you know, she basically was poisoning him so that she could get sympathy. There's a lot of people that can relate to that. I know I can. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then I'm like, dude, and then you were like in a mostly predominantly all black neighborhood. Like, big up to you, man. You gotta be kind of psycho to, like, still be there. You didn't just freaking bail. You know, I'm like, all right. So you just kind of see, like, you've got some credibility there, because you gotta be, like, tough. You can't just be, like, a punk and still be around. You've got to actually have earned your spot. So, you know, so when people just say anything just to be like a hater, I'm like, man, no, don't do that. And I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about Lord Jamar, because I personally do not know him, just like I personally do not know M. That's why I always say that. I do not know. I learn from, you know, Jay Green, and I learn from you, and I learn little things. But when I see hate, I call people on it. Like Sonny, like when we were talking about how people are always saying, man, don't be a M dick rider, blah blah blah. I'm like, man, I'm a girl. Like, that's not an insult. And then like Sonny's like, hello, red flag, like there's guy dick riders, that's an insult. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it, right? So there is insults that I won't get, and then there's insults that I see it. And so there's always going to be mistakes that I make that you guys will catch, and there's always going to be mistakes that other people will catch. And that's why I need you guys. You guys are always going to know more than I'm going to know, because I've been out of the loop for so long. I have not included myself in anything because, like I said, I've just been waiting for my time to go, and it's not happening. So I'm like, all right, I'll join the collective. What's going on? And I'm not happy with any of this. I'm not saying like I'm here to fix anything, but I'm here to fix what's happening right now in my little circle. I want to know what's going on. And so if people come in my bubble, they need to be prepared to be called on bullshit. If you come in and you tell me that I'm dumb because I don't know something, I want you to come. I mean, let's go toe to toe. I'm ready. I'm ready. Because it's not like that. You don't know me. You don't know how far I've come. You have no idea what I've survived. And if you want to continue to use that narrative, then believe whatever bullshit comes out of your mouth and get the fuck out of here. Like, that way. Like, next. I need to get through all these haters, because I need to get to the real people. I need to get to the source of the problem, and we need to get things fixed. I don't have time for small fries. I got to get to the freaking steak. You know what I mean? I don't need this. And that's my whole thing is you and I, Harvey, we see things the same. We see things like, you guys are stopping your own star power. Why are you here wasting your energy defending somebody who doesn't even give a shit about you? Like, M doesn't care about me. He doesn't even know I exist. So why are you making me defend him? I'm only using him as an example because you guys are using him as a, oh, why do you guys call him the rap god? Because he did a song called Rap God, so that's how I identify him. But, what do you guys want me to use him as? What's up, Harvey?
So, on that, so, and I get it. I get, like, people say it because he said it, right?
Right.
But now, being on the receiving end of hearing that, right? You're like, just how you say, you defend because of how you feel people bully or how people do things. Some people defend because what they hear, they feel is wrong. So, like, for me to hear someone say, M is the rap god, I'm like, nah, I can't agree with that. Even though M said it, hey, that's great, and he feels that way, I'll never tell him he's not. But if he ever asks me, I'm like, nah, you're not the rap god. You are a GOAT. You earned your spot. You earned your title.
And he'll respect you for that. He doesn't want to hear all this garbage of everybody kissing his butt. You know what I mean? He wants to hear the real stuff. I would want to hear the real stuff. You would want to hear the real stuff, right?
Right.
Nobody wants.
You have a lot of people who take that and run with it. Really, really take it as he is the utmost greatest of all great. And I think that's the part that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I really don't think it's him saying it. I think it's those zealot fans.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, he is. And then every black person is like, no, he's not. Like, he's not, because, like I said before, I can tell you of people who are on his caliber or at his level. And just because the artist is humble enough to say, oh yeah, he the greatest. I don't wanna go toe to toe with him, but I bet if he ever called him out, a lot of those artists would go toe to toe with him.
Okay.
They don't do it because they respect the work he's done. They respect what he's put in.
Mm-hmm.
He's earned it. But take Ja Rule, who ain't the most lyrical, but he make great songs. But he still went back and forth. Whether he lost or not, he still fought back.
It's true. He did fight back.
That's the thing. It's the zealots. It's the ones who say that, he's the guy. And it's like, no, he's not a guy. He's a good one. He's a great.
Woo. It's just you and me, guys. We got to get Harvey back in here. Well, but the thing that I want to say is, why can't we have opinions? Why can't we have those opinions? Let's see if we can go back.
That's the thing. It's the zealots. It's the
Yes.
ones who.
I'm right here. Hi. Okay, I'm getting him back. I'm getting my friend back. It tapped out, Spider. I just want to say hi to everybody. I love you guys. How are you, Jose? Hi. It timed out.
Okay.
That's
okay.
all.
So, you want me to go back and do it again?
No,
So,
you don't. No, we'll start from where you were talking. We'll start from what you were saying about the zealots. But is there not zealots in everything? And why can't they have their opinion? Like, because a lot of people think Tupac is the greatest. A lot of people think Biggie is the greatest. And Like Sonny was on me about that. And I think that's how Like Sonny won me over. Because Like Sonny he wanted me to like freaking rage out on him. He was like, let's see her go crazy on me, right? And I was all, what's up, Like Sonny? So I kind of won him over by being sweet on him. And he's all, so are you going to tell me he's the rap god? I'm like, who? And he's all, M, isn't he your favorite? I'm all, I don't know what you're talking about, I mean, I try to get everybody. I have M back there. I'll play M, music. I know a lot about him, but then I know as much as I possibly can about Proof. I know as much as I possibly can about D12. I love their music, I reach out to them when I can. I'm blessed in that way. But like I said, if I want to talk about racial things, if I want to get to how everybody's opinion is, I got to talk about, why does everybody hate on this white boy? Like, if I was him, I would probably cry myself to sleep every night, because I'd be like, why does everybody hate me? Like, what did I do?
I don't think it's because of him. I think he gets the backlash because of his fans.
Yeah.
That's what I honestly feel. I think he just gets the backlash because of his fans. His fans are some of the most diehard fans. Like you said, you related to a lot of what he was talking about and what he went through, right? On his music.
Yes.
I don't. Some of his songs, I'm not gonna say I don't, all of them, but most of them I don't. Rock Bottom, that is a song that, it helped me from certain times. That's one of the few. But in my neighborhood, or in the neighborhood that I know of, we never had prescription pill problems. That was never we we had issues of what you hear a lot of the rappers talking about, whether it was the police or it was selling drugs or being poor and trying to come up. However, those are things I relate to. So the same way with Jay-Z, I relate to a lot that he speaks on because that's how I grew up. So it's gonna be like that with other people too. If M helped them through, they're gonna love M just a little bit more because he helped them. Music, no matter the genre, it touches you. The energy that person sends out touches you in some way, shape, or form. So if you want to be lovey-dovey, which I heard you on one of your videos say you're not a romantic type of person, but if you want to be, you have R&B, you have love songs, you have things that put you in that mood. Hip-hop is one of those things. Hip-hop, to me, is a genre that's the closest to a real person that's on recording. Because you go through every gambit of emotion. One artist can go through every gambit of emotion through his song. One CD can give you almost an internal feeling of how the other person feels at whatever point in time. That's the reason why Tupac can say, "Dear Mama, I love you," and then turn around and say, "I hate this bitch." Because his emotions at this time was, man, I love my mother. But his emotions at this time was, she getting on my nerves. So people are like that. And I think that's the thing with the music and with the culture. But see, the race part is where it gets divided because one race has been fighting for acceptance.
Yes.
From everyone.
I do believe
and
that.
One race has been accepted by everyone. There's never been an issue of acceptance for one, and there's always been a fight for acceptance for the other.
Now, just to be clear, is it the Caucasian race that's always been accepted? Or is it... Okay. Now, being on this... Okay, I have to say this because... Do you see how fast sometimes I will say, I am not white, I am Hispanic, you know, because they get a certain amount of hatred I do not like feeling. They have been called goofy. They have been called racist. They've been called not able to dance, can't jump. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I gotta check myself because I'm like, well, wait a minute. I can't just be like, hey, I'm cool. I'm Hispanic. I'm Latina, and you know what I mean? I can't be like that. You know, so I'm like, but what if I am white though? But what if I am white though? So you guys hate me because I'm white, you know? Because I'm anemic and I vitamin B deficient? Like that's...
This is the thing. All stereotypes have some base, some truth in it. So, you know, that's where the stereotypes come from. They all have some truth, whether we fail to realize it or want to believe it or not. They all have some truth. So, black people can dance. Majority of them. Most of them can. A lot of them may not, but they can. It's sad to say the stereotypes fit the races. But the thing about, like, and my major in school, I was going to school to be a counselor, but I was also going to school to be a history teacher. And my thing was to use history to help teach people about how things are and why things are the way they are. The one thing about history is the winners write history.
That, yes, to the victor comes the spoils. That is correct.
So, you look at everyone who's ever conquered any nation. They are the ones who wrote how everything went. I think when it comes to America, though, black people have been fighting since we've been here. So it's hard to not put us in the history books because we've been fighting. And we've been fighting, and this has been since the 1400s. We've been fighting just for recognition, just for acceptance. There's so many things that people don't know we've done and that we don't get credit for, and a lot of black people take that and they're upset about it. So not only, and that's what like when I told you about the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Think about that. My mother was born in 1952. People who experienced the most evil of racism are still alive.
Yes.
Well, I ain't gonna say the most evil because it died down, but it was still evil, and they're still alive. My grandfather, my great grandfather, he was born in 1900. He died in 2001. Wow. Can you imagine everything that he saw from 1900 to 2001? He's been through both world wars. He saw firsthand how people came back from World War I, II, Vietnam, the Korean War, and were still treated horribly. Or you see how, and this part is leads to it kinda, but my wife works at a daycare, and sometimes it's just the envy of everyday living that makes you bitter. My wife works at a daycare, and for her, it bothers her to have to take care of other people's children, and she can't stay home and take care of her own. And so, let's say you work in a daycare. Her daycare is multiracial, but let's say you're a black person that works at a daycare that has a majority of white children. You're going to perceive it differently because you're going to think back about how your great-grandparent was a slave in the house or a slave on the plantation. So your perception is going to always kind of root that because you're still going to feel like, man, I can't even take care of my own baby, but I got to be here to take care of somebody else's. So it's how you live.
It is true.
How you live is going to affect it, but you're going to see it different according to how your race is in this country because everything has been divided one side. Either you're black or you're white. No one asks what you are until you say, no, I'm Latino. Or somebody say, well, yeah, I'm black, but I'm Jamaican. Or I'm whatever. You see black, you see white. And like I've even heard, like even in the Latino community, it's a touchy issue there, where Afro-Latinos, especially the darker ones, are not as accepted.
That's right.
Like the lighter ones. Or when you go to the Dominican Republic, where it's just a line that divides the Dominican Republic from the other side, but nobody wants to be Dominican because they're dark skinned.
That's where colorism is, right? That's the whole colorism thing.
Yeah, because of the lighter you are, the more you're accepted. So in the U.S., they had at one point in time they had this thing called the brown bag test.
I remember reading that.
Yeah, where if you are the same color as the bag or darker,
you can't come in.
Right. Either you gotta come through the back door or you can't come in. So think about, how that can make you feel. Like just because I'm darker, I can't come in. And a lot of black males have taken it and made a joke out of it. But a lot of black females, it still hits home with them. Because a lot of people reiterated, and I never even thought about it. I've never said this to a person, but people have. I've never said to a girl, oh, you're pretty to be dark skinned. Even Lil Wayne used that in one of his songs one time. Like, that was never something that I've ever said to someone, but I got friends who a few friends, one of them said that, you know, it's something she's heard a lot, and when she hear it, it pisses her off.
Oh yeah.
But with the men, it's a joke to us. We know we're equal as men, but you'll hear a dark-skinned guy say, "Oh man, you act like an R&B singer," or you soft. And he'll call a dark-skinned dude, you know, oh, whatever, you ain't nothing but the blah, blah, blah. But it's a joke. We know it's a joke. We've accepted the terms, like, just because we darker or lighter don't mean you're better or worse. But the women don't get it. Like, they don't get that part of it because it still affects them. They still feel it to this day, where people will pass over you because you're darker.
Okay, so
and that's like,
I want to. So let me talk on that a little bit too. Let me talk on that a little bit, Harvey. So this is how I view it, because the world for women is really, it's catty, it's competitive. There's a lot of insecurity, and let me just say this. Growing up, especially in the neighborhood that I grew up in, I knew at 12 that I probably should never go in the front. Let's just say that. Probably shouldn't go to the front because I'll probably get hurt. So, that being said, I was lucky enough that I was funny enough to make friends. I was lucky enough that I was goofy enough that people were like, okay, yeah, you don't know what's going on. We'll help you. And that's just kind of always been the way it is. Now, my dad was not around. My mom, she valued other things. Me not being one of them. My brothers and sisters kind of just did their own thing. If you guys look at my personal story, you guys will know a whole lot more about me. And you guys will see why I am the way that I am. I don't look at people for their color because you'll be surprised at people. What I do look at is definitely their character, definitely their motives, and I know that almost immediately by the way that they speak to me and by the way that they interact with me, just in general. So that being said, when I interact with women, the women that stay with me, those women, I'm surprised, because I usually get women that try to figure me out, to hurt me. I get women that try to hang around me to get something out of me. I'll get women that try to be around me to get something that I have. That has been my whole entire life. So to say that I have like a lot of women friends is insane. I've always either been stabbed in the back or been let down or something or other. It doesn't make me bitter, no. It doesn't make me stronger. I don't know. I don't care. I just keep moving forward, because I could sit here and be depressed and cry. I have. I've hit depression several times when I think about my grandfather passing away, when my best friend passed away, who was a Vietnam veteran. I've never, growing up, I always thought that white people, Caucasian people, were the bad people. Always. It was always black and brown, had each other's back. That's what I've always told everybody. And it's funny to say that, because look at how light I am. But like I said, I am anemic and I have all these problems. So I hit my teen years, and all of a sudden it's all these Caucasian people that are helping me. And I'm like this, like, you're the enemy and you're helping me. And I'm still to this day. You know, the last time I ever got in trouble that I had to get pulled over by a cop, I was 18. That was a long time ago. And you better believe I, like, almost peed my pants when I got pulled over. I have never been pulled over since, because I am like grandma on the road. Because when I see I'm shaking when I see police officers. Because that's just always been growing up. When I see a cop, I hide behind a fence. I'm just like, that's how deep the mentality is in me. I have no reason to hide from police officers. I don't do drugs. I don't even drink. I don't steal. I don't do anything bad. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. So, I mean, it's sad. And when it's like, if I see I go back to my old neighborhood. So I go from hood to hood. So when I go back to my old neighborhood, I'm like saying hi to everybody, and I see other black people that don't know me. They're looking at me crazy, like, who's this white lady screaming at people? I'm just like, oh, she doesn't know me. Like, and they're just like, I mean, it's sad when people have to like co-sign for me. You know what I mean? But that's how it goes. And I don't want it to be like that, but it is like that. And I just want it. I want that to stop. For instance, there's Chef Trez, right? He was on At Script Work over with the dads. Shout out to At Script Work, Lem Collins, and Marcus Monroe. The only reason why they even know who I am, not only because they laugh at all my comments, because I'm always saying something totally off the wall. I don't even know how the heck I got onto Chef Trez's comments or whatever, but he's on my my IG. I ask him questions, and he laughs at me. He's just like, "You don't know what this?" I'm like, "No." "You don't know what this?" "No." And he's just like, "Okay, I'll help you out." So then he helps me out. So, and I'll tell him, I'm like, "How is somebody who's so adorable?" And I tell him, I'm like, "You're so adorable. How are you like a battle rapper?" He's like, "I'm not adorable. I'm like, look at me." I'm like, I'm all, no. I know a gangster isn't, no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to put him down. You know what I mean? But it's just like, he's baby. Harvey, he's baby. And he's just like, no, I'm not. I'm thug life. I'm like, I'm like, I'm going to show you what I'm going to take you where that is, And
Don't let it,
no. Shout out to Chef Trez. I know, but I've just seen so much. Like, I've seen it, and I guess what I grew up with as gangster, as thug, as killer, as this, as that, is different now. It's still there.
You got two types of gangsters. You got the ones who just don't care, and they're just gonna go for it. And then you got the ones who are smart, who know how to stay low key when need to be.
Ah.
So, and that's always been it's a saying. Don't watch the guy who do all the talking. Watch the one that stand beside him that's quiet.
Oh yeah.
That's the one. Like I'll give you, I was voted most likely to be on America's Most Wanted when I was in high school. And I guarantee you, if you ask anyone who is not a friend of mine, they will say, ain't no way possible. But you ask a lot of my close friends, things that I've done, and you would be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like, because you don't put off the image. A person who understands image understands how you have to be.
Mm.
And that's why, like I say, my page for the 50 Horse One Direction, it says a flawed individual who's trying to help change the world through other flawed individuals, basically. Like, we all have our flaws. It's just people know how to maneuver through this world so that those flaws don't catch us up.
I don't know how long we've known each other, Harvey, but it's just from your comments. It's just from how you are. That's why I was just like, are you a teacher? What is it that you do? Because something about you just resonates, and you're able to calm things down. You're like, this is what that means. This is why we have to take a step back. And this is their point of view. And I love that about you, because that's how I learn. That's how I'm able to tell everybody else, like, okay, we can't get mad about this. This is what that means. Because a lot of people, for instance, when we're touching on black people as a whole, how they had to keep fighting to get noticed, and they had to keep, like what KRS-One was saying. Nobody cared about hip hop. Hip hop was like nothing to anybody. Nobody wanted anything to do with it. And now all of a sudden it's lit. Hip hop is the way to go. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody's dressing the part. Everybody's talking the part. You know, somebody in the comments, and nobody go in the comments. Somebody in the comments was like, "Oh, you're appropriating our culture, all right, fam." I'm all, so family's appropriating the culture. Sorry, fam. You know, so I'm like, fam, 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 fam. I'm gonna make a song out of it now. I mean, I'm that petty. Like, I have changed so much about me to be a better person, but at the same time, I can be a garbage person too. I can be that asshole. I can be that jerk. If you're not gonna help make the world better, and I see that about you, then I'm just gonna treat you how you treat me. If you're gonna say, like, if you're gonna be that way to me, then I'm gonna be that way to you. We're gonna do that dance. We're gonna be a-holes together. We're just gonna do the a-hole dance over here. We're just gonna be lit over here. We're gonna say all those appropriation freaking words over here, you know. And it was like, shout out to Screw, when Screw was saying, okay, then we're gonna have to say that Jackie Robinson was appropriating something. First of all, nobody better say nothing about Jackie Robinson, because I will freak out. Tiger Woods was appropriating golf. Nobody better say anything about Tiger Woods appropriating anything, because that's crazy.
Right.
You know,
But hold up, on those though, and I'll say it like this. Let's take Jackie Robinson, right?
yes.
Let's take baseball, since that's America's pastime.
Uh-huh.
All right. So Negroes had their own league. Baseball was invented after we got here. We had our own league. The Negro League, and then you had the National League or the American League. We weren't allowed to play with whites.
No, I know.
So you can't really say we were appropriating the culture, because we had our own baseball culture.
You guys didn't have a choice. You guys didn't have a choice.
Exactly. But now I'll tell you the funny thing about it, though. The funny thing about it is, when they accepted Jackie Robinson and the Negro League started to go away, they actually took a lot of the things that the Negro League was doing and incorporated it into the American baseball culture. So, like, when you get to having the mascots and the kids coming on the field playing, all that was in the Negro Leagues. That wasn't a part of the American League. So I ain't gonna say they appropriated it, but they inducted what we were doing into theirs as they brought us over. And then ours started to die down. So, you can say golf, yeah, but we were rocking golf shirts before Tiger Woods ever came. We was rocking polos and the little shorts and all that. No one took golf culture and said Tiger Woods has just made it the best thing ever. At least not me. I was happy to see a black man in golf, but then once he said he was black,
and kill it, Harvey.
But once Tiger Woods said, "I'm not black," black people were like, "Okay, then we'll forget Tiger Woods too. If you don't want to be black, we don't want you." And and that's what it is. I mean, it's American culture. People just want their recognition, and like I said, we've been fighting just to be accepted and to be recognized for what we've done. I think that is one of the things that a lot of people are fighting for. They don't want it to go down as we didn't do it. Because a lot of that has happened, and it will happen over time. It happened with jazz. It happened with rock. It happened with the blues. Like, you don't hear the history of those things. We may know But if you look at rock, you would never think black people created it.
Is it not? Is it not in Wikipedia or in the dictionaries or anything? Is it?
Well,
Is it
I know
not?
it's not in the dictionaries. As far as Wikipedia, it may be, but Wikipedia, we can alter Wikipedia if you go in there and type in a citation.
That's what I heard. I heard people can change it.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So that's the part that I think a lot of black people fight for. Just I think black people just want people to know the honest history, and that's it. Like, I know it may sound petty from some points of view, but that means a lot. History means a lot. History means I was here. You can't erase me.
Yes, you're right.
It's like we're still finding out about Egyptian culture, and if we know that it's in Africa. We know it's the cradle of civilization. We know it's where pretty much a lot of the civilization that we live off now is based off of. But in a few years, the way that things are starting to be spent, you won't know that blacks created it or that it was in a black nation or none of that. I remember working. I used to work for the military record center that's here, and I remember the first time that I put in an application. It said that it said black or African American origins originating in Africa, and that was the first time. I ended up leaving there, and I was going to go back. And when I went back to reapply, the application said black or African American originating from the southern part of Africa. But then when you looked at what it meant for white, it said originating in northern Africa or the European nations. So to see that little change means a lot. Like, you're saying that you basically are from the northern part of Africa, which is where Egypt is, which is meaning you are the creator of civilization. And it's that small thing, but that's how it starts. It starts small, and then it starts to branch off into other things. The same way they're trying to change history books. They don't want them to say slaves anymore. They wanted to say involuntary servitude.
What?
Like, no. Yes. So, and that's why I say it's those things that will reframe how people see history. And those are the things that will make people upset. So when you see black people get upset about certain things, I'm not going to say that everybody has a legitimate reason to be upset, but there are legitimate reasons for a lot, because a lot of people have seen how the culture has been dismissed over time.
Okay.
And it makes you mad. It upsets you. You know? So it's those things. And there are little things here and there, but they all come together later. It's almost like gentrification. How gentrification works. They'll start with putting a coffee shop here, and they'll use, it's almost like beta testing. They'll take the people who are not afraid to be around black people, and they'll have them come in the neighborhood first. And those people will buy a house or start a business. And then the next thing you know, another person will move there. And then sooner or later you have enough people there, and sooner property value goes up. Property value goes up. Most black people who live in those areas can't afford the property value. They're forced to move out. This is how Brooklyn is now the way Brooklyn is. Because Brooklyn is not the Brooklyn that we heard about back in the day. It's not the Brooklyn that we knew in the 80s and 90s. I went to Brooklyn a year ago, and it's like little mom and pop coffee shops and all other kind of little restaurants and things where you sit outside and got your little table and sit and drink your coffee. Like,
what?
It's not the Brooklyn. It's not the Brooklyn it used to be. And like even Jay-Z was talking about it on 444. It's not what it was. And this is how it lot of people know what redlining is, where when a black person moved into a neighborhood, basically, and I'm giving the short version of it. Let's say a black person moved into an all-white neighborhood. The white people would move. And not just because of one, but as more blacks moved into the area, they would move out. This is how the inner city became an inner city. Because a lot of black people moved in, and a lot of the white people in the city moved into the counties or moved out further from the cities. But it's illegal to do now. It's illegal to say you can't live here because of your race or your gender or all of these things. But that's what used to happen. Like, when you get a chance, look up redlining.
Okay, let me write that down. And I want to talk on some points. I want to talk with everybody on what you were saying, because Harvey, I have short-term memory loss, and everybody that's with me that's subbed kind of knows that. And what you don't know is I have a teeny tiny brain tumor. So I don't really remember things that well. So if you tell me too much information, forget it. That's why I have to write everything down. So you were talking about redlining, so I wrote that down, but you brought up so many good points. Like, you're saying things like people are starting to forget. And when you said we can't say slavery anymore, now we're saying, what is the word?
So they're trying to change it from slavery.
From slavery
to involuntary servitude.
That's insane to me. Okay, do you think that maybe people are trying to change the narrative because it makes them uncomfortable? Because I think a lot of why we have to change that narrative is because it makes people uncomfortable. I want you to know, because they're really trying to erase it. They're trying to erase slavery.
So this is what I've seen. People don't want to face the facts.
Okay.
Like those centuries in American history, those centuries that led up to literally like the 1980s, like right before the 90s. No one wants to face how cruel America has been. It is hard. It is a hard pill to swallow, especially for the person who was on the receiving end to tell you that, yeah, America did this to my family or to my friends. It makes, like, no, I ain't gonna say no. I try not to speak in general. Most black people don't want people to feel guilty about what happened in history. We know it's not our fault. We are just the byproducts of it. But learn it and accept it that it happened. That's the whole thing about, like, white privilege. And I know people say that don't exist, but there are. I think the wording may be the wrong wording, but there are privileges. I hate saying that because it's not that. And that's what causes the argument with the term. It's the term. So, and I like to use an example. So I'll say it like this. Let's say we go to a party, right? And this party is predominantly white.
Okay.
Or black, or Latino, or whatever. Me being black, and I'm going into a party that's not majority me.
Okay.
The minute I see a person who looks like me, I'm going to gravitate to him. Because he looks familiar. He looks like someone who may understand we're the only ones in here right now. Right? So now, the whole thing about, I'm going to say white privilege, even though I hate the term. The whole thing about white privilege is you are basically taking care of the person you know. Now, you've done this generations. So, but not all white people I know don't control the world. But for a vast majority of the time, all the politicians in the U.S. were white.
Harvey, don't lose that. Mr. Dirty, don't leave. I actually want to read your comments. Welcome, Mr. Dirty. Don't leave yet. This poor guy, he's been trying to talk. Let me read some of what he's been saying. This poor guy, this guy is really brave. He came in here. He would like to get some points across too. We may not all agree, but all of us have the right to be heard. So definitely welcome. Let me see. I understand what it's like, and I know Harvey understands what it's like to be all alone and outnumbered. That's for sure. And let me see. Where did he go? Let me see. This poor guy, he's like, okay, it's dinner time. I guess I'll try again later. But I saw a really good comment that he had. He had it in here. He was talking, oh no, there it is. He said, if white people talk about racism, we get fucked over by whites on both sides. And let me see what he said before that. He says, I don't know why bother about, they just make sure you can't afford to live there. So he was talking about the neighborhoods. Like, you know how you were talking on? Poor guy. Ask him if he remembers PMRC. Mr. Dirty, I am so sorry. This is the first time we've ever done this, and like I said, I apologize to everybody that has been with us. Harvey is going to have his own channel. That way we can correlate these things, because Harvey is more knowledgeable on these kinds of things than I am. And definitely going to have this set up better, and not trying to take all your time away, because I know all of you have things to do, including Harvey. So, but I did not want to let Mr. Dirty go without getting his questions answered. And if you guys, any of you have questions you want to ask Harvey before, let's say 6 o'clock will be the end of it, because I know you guys all have things to do tomorrow, school and all this kind of thing. And we will do this again, because we have so much good stuff that's here on the live. And Harvey touched on so many things. I have questions on stuff. So, did you hear what Mr. Dirty was saying? He said, ask him if he remembers PMRC. What is that? Do you know what that is?
For some reason, it's making me think it's something that has to do with music, but I'm not certain. I have to check it out when I get home.
Okay. For you guys who don't know, Harvey Dent is in his car, chilling like a villain, because he has been waiting for me all today to get out of a family function that I had no choice but to go to, because family's important. And if you guys have, that's family's important. And you guys have to understand, though, my family is not a typical family. We're not close. I don't know anything really about my family except my immediate family. Jed knows. I really wish that I had the typical family, but that's not so. So anyway, let's go back to this. Mr. Dirty, if you're still in here, do you know what, can you tell me what is PMRC so that Harvey can get that context to answer that? And if anybody has any other questions, and John, you're in here, and he says that he's been made fun of before because of his skin color. It sucks. And John, I was saying that too, huh, Harvey? Because I was just like, how many times have I been so quick? I'm like, I'm not white. I am Hispanic, thank you. Because yeah, you get that. You're just like, you're white, and you can't jump, and you can't dance, and you can, and so, and it is on both sides. It's, if you see black people as a collective, you right away get scared. You know, some people do, or you get nervous, or you don't want to say this, or you don't want to say that. And I'm telling you, I am the number one worst person when it comes to putting your foot in your mouth. So I make it a point. Like, if I see the person that I know I'm going to screw up, whether it be an Indian person, whether it be a Filipino person, I am right there. I'm like this. Hi, we need to meet because I am going to mess up right now. And they're just like, okay. I'm like,
But you know what? And this is something I do, and I don't do it to be intimidating. But so a lot of things I do because my great grandfather and my grandfather couldn't. So like a lot of times I with me having eye contact. A lot of times I don't really have eye contact with people unless I really, really have to. But a lot of times, especially when it comes to older white men, I'll stare them down just because my grandfather had to look away. Like, you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's not to be intimidating. It's not to like scare them. It's just like
To
I'm
let
doing it
them
for
know.
empathy.
Yes.
Yeah.
To let them know,
So-
I see you. And I'm not going to
but
look away.
If they speak, they'll see that I'm not trying to be threatening. I'm staring because I can, because he could. Because he would have probably been called a boy and been told to look away or been made to get off the sidewalk. So I do it because he could. But that's also like part of the reason why I believe in like I know a lot of people talk about the Second Amendment. Like, I believe in the Second Amendment because he couldn't have one. You know, I do it because he could.
Yeah.
Like, and if that makes sense.
Let me tell you guys a story. And I hate to tell you guys this story, but I'm going to tell it to you because we have to talk about these things. Growing up on the south side of town, I was really little, and my grandfather, he would always call the black people the bad words that we're not supposed to. But whose cars was he always working on? Because my grandpa was a mechanic. So they'd be riding a bike, just like typical, like in Friday. They'd be riding a bike, and I'd always beg my grandpa, we don't say that word because that word is not a word. We learned it in school that's not a word to say. And my grandpa, you know, being a typical grandpa, telling me, I'm a man, and you little girl don't tell me anything. He was drinking and smoking at 13 years of age, probably 9, and he would say, hey, Spooky, you know, and they'd say, what's up, Alex? I'm bringing my car by, you know, and my grandpa would hook them up. They'd be drinking, they'd probably be smoking a little something in the back, but I never understood that, you know. I'm just like, you just called him something very racist, and then the next time, it's like every day. My grandfather was there before the projects were there. My grandpa never had a problem with anybody. He's hid more people in our house, away from the cops, fought with more cops, defended more people, but yet he would say that word, not in a disrespectful way, but it made me cringe. It was very cringy, and so I always told myself, I'm still not going to say that word. But the fact of the matter is, my grandfather only had a 3rd grade education. So I think it's part ignorance, because no, it's not. Well, I don't know. I just, no matter how many times I told him, you can't say that.
But so I'll say it like this with that, and I've had people who had this conversation with me about that too. Blacks and Hispanics, blacks and Latinos, we're family. Like, literally, like, we come from the same place pretty much. The only difference between everything south of the border and America is the way people were treated. Slavery was bad on both ways, right? But it was illegal in America for you to be with your slave sexually, any kind of way, date them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
South of the border, you could date them, you just couldn't marry them.
Mm.
So it was different. So that's why if you ever notice most black people who ever fought for equality always fought for black and brown.
Yep.
Like we never said it's black. We've
Mm-hmm.
always said do it for the black and brown people.
That's it.
Because we all stem from that. We all come from that. I mean, yeah, we're all one race. Like I get that whole statement. We're all one race. Everybody originated. If you look in your DNA, it goes back to Africa. We all came from there. Yes, we are all one race. But even though we're all one race, in this unfair world, we're all not treated the same. And
It's true.
that's the thing. And a lot of black people know that. A lot of black people, they get that. And that's why a lot of black people don't trip off a lot of Hispanic people saying that word. They don't trip off a lot of Latinos using that word. Because we know we all originated pretty much. We all came through the same way. You know, and your grandfather get that. You know, he understood that. He know. He went through the same struggles we went through. He went through struggles too.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
Yes, but he gets it.
Thanks, Harvey. I always got mad at him for that. I always did, and always felt bad. And I would always be behind him like, always. And they would smile like... But then this was a time when I can go to the store and get my grandpa 40s.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that about?
Just
And
to tell you how things changed.
Things changed.
I remember being 5 years old. I learned to shoot pool in the bar.
Oh my.
When I was younger, they let kids in the bar. I could sit in the bar, at the bar. I couldn't have alcohol.
Nope.
I remember ordering the orange juice on the rocks, and it made me feel like I was an adult.
Yep.
And so those things have changed because of the ignorance of people. It's the ignorance of people that is destroying the beauty of America. It's that ignorance. We have common sense, but some people, before we were born, didn't stand in that line too long. So those are the people who are not getting it. It's like I told you before, it's not necessarily about being a racist or being a certain type of person. It's about the respect. That is the thing. I can laugh at my stereotypes. I don't take them personal.
Me too.
I can have fun, but just understand that if you crack a stereotype joke, I can crack one back. Don't get mad.
That's right. I'm telling you guys, I might show up in a sombrero. Like, you don't know. Hey, I played a Kid Frost song, and I just wanted to see what the response was. I mean, hello. So.
That's the whole thing, man. It's literally, it's about respect. When it's all said and done, it doesn't matter the word you use. It matters how you respect the person. If you tell your husband that you don't like a certain thing, but your husband continues to do that one thing that you don't like, that just is just hurtful to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna like your husband too long. You're not gonna stay with him too long.
You hear that, Jedi? You might want to write that down.
It's because it's about respect. This whole nation, this whole country, if you can look at it like a relationship, we all have relationships with each other. Give a person the respect that they ask you for, and you will get it in return.
Yes.
And that's all it's about. Just give a person the respect that they ask. Think about putting yourself in that person's shoes and ask, how would I feel if this was done to me?
Mm-hmm.
And that will get you to understand at least a little bit of how the other person feels. And you may say, you know what? You're right, my bad. I'm sorry. I should think differently of that. I should do it a little bit different. I'll work on it. The fact that you say you're sorry and you'll work on it, a person will be like, thank you. That's all I want you to do, is acknowledge it and try to work on it. So, it's just about respect.
It's about respect, guys. Oh, Mr. Dirty commented, made sure the music from my era was drowned out by racism. MTV made sure the music from my era was drowned out by racism. That's horrible.
That's the PMRC, right?
That's PMRC? Is that what you're talking about, Mr. Dirty? Because we went back to read your comments. Or I went back so that Harvey could hear it. PMRC and MTV.
Yeah. So basically the PMRC, they are, I think there was this group of wives from a lot of the people who were, I think Tipper Gore might have been one of them, but they're the reason for the parental advisory stickers, basically.
Oh.
So they were part of the reason we have them now, because they were buying albums for their kids, not knowing that their kids was listening to songs that had to do with sex and occultism and all kind of things. And believe it or not, I think one of the songs that really sent it over was a song by Prince. It was a song, I think it was Darling Nikki, I think it was. I'm gonna find it and post it on my channel.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a playlist about it.
You guys make sure you sub to Harvey. He's gonna post it on his channel.
Tell him 50 Hearts One Direction.
50 Hearts One Direction. And when you guys see this, or you guys see 50 Hearts or Harvi Dent, even on my channel, all you guys have to do is click on his icon and sub like that way too. And Mr. Dirty said it's called the Filthy 15 list.
That's right.
That's
right.
He said that's right.
Yeah, and so it was a lot of people who were doing rock. I remember D. Snyder from Twisted Sister. He was one of the people who was arguing for it, but they were mad. I think Tipper Gore bought her daughter Purple Rain, the album Purple Rain.
Okay.
He had a song on there called Darling Nikki.
Darling Nikki.
She didn't know that Darling Nikki was a song, and it's a raunchy song, but I love this song. It is one of my cuts. I love it.
Hey.
But she hated it because her 11-year-old daughter.
I love Two Live Crew.
Looking at it.
Mr. Dirty said it's why Two Live Crew was arrested.
It is. And they were actually, I think, the first group to get the parental advisory sticker, at least the black and white bar version. Because there were two versions. And they got, so that's when they started making people make clean albums and dirty albums. So you had to have an edited version and you had to have an original version. And believe it or not, that parental advisory sticker worked against them. Because I remember me, I never wanted a CD that didn't have it on it.
That's true.
I'm like, oh, it's clean? I don't want this. Like, and that's the whole thing. Like, it backfired. Actually, that sticker is part of what helped propel hip-hop forward. That
sticker helped propel hip-hop forward, so it worked against them. Do you guys hear that?
Yep.
That is hilarious. That's irony, basically.
It is. Yeah, so when you hear Eminem talking about fuck Tipper Gore, she's one of the ones that he's talking about in that PMRC.
Okay. What I'm typing right now, Harvey, is because everybody is saying in the chat, well, not everybody, but you know how we're supposed to try to remain positive. And I know a lot of people think, like, why bother trying to talk about racism or talk about making things better. Well, I feel that not talking about it and not trying to be here for one another is basically this, just like it's doing nothing. All I see is
Right.
it's not doing anything for any of us. Like when I saw Tech trying, to me it's like he was taking a stand in the right direction. But at the same time, if we don't have people such as yourself, Harvey, trying to also educate to let him know the foundation of the history, and it will get lost, and it'll be what whatever you said, something servitude.
Oh, involuntary servitude.
Yeah, we can't have him learning that and then and then that goes forward to his children, and that is how history will go down. That's insane.
Right.
So if we don't have that open dialogue for everyone, and if we don't completely open our hearts and keep trying to reach out, then we're just going to keep fighting each other and we're not going to get anywhere. Instead of making progress, we're just going to regress. You know, I want you to have your own channel. You should have your own channel. And there's other people that need to have their own channels too, or need to continue to do what they're supposed to do. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be here. What's up, AR? I might be here a month. I might be here tomorrow. I have no idea. But all I know is whenever there is something like this, I don't shy away from it. Whenever there is, and I'm not a superhero, I'm not a saint, I'm flawed, but I know that there's people who know more than I do. There's people like you who know the history. There's people like you who care and have a vested interest, and that should, in making sure that it stays intact. You know an awful lot because this is something that is in you. This is something that is in your DNA. This is something that has to be. I have to play devil's advocate and say, okay, but yes, we can't lose track of, my kids are half. They're half white, half Hispanic. They've got a little bit of a mix of the African American in them. So they need to be proud of everything, because pretty soon, hopefully in future generations, they will be rainbow kids. That's what I would love to hear. I would love to see that, you know? I'll never see that. I don't know why I said that, but I would love for them to see that, or their kids to see that. What are you? I'm just a rainbow, you know?
So I'll say this on what you just said. And now this is my belief. I don't know how many of you believe this, but you may not physically see it, but you will see it.
I hope so. Don't make me cry.
You'll be looking down. You'll see it. I feel that our ancestors are our angels. They look over us. They make sure that we go in the direction that need be. You may not be the person to change it, but you may influence the person who does. And that's something that Tupac said. It is the truth. I might not be the one to get you to understand, but it may be something that I say that someone else hears, that they say to another person, just to get that one person to be like, you know what? You're right. I never thought about it that way.
Right.
So I don't look at it as changing the world. I look at it as opening the mind of other people so that either they may see it differently or spark the mind of someone else to help it change.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll start one by one. And we have millions of people, so one by one is going to take some time.
Yes, it will.
But one person that you touch is one more person that understands. And that's how I see it. I'm not worried about the change. I'm not worried about it because I know it's going to happen. And for those who believe in the Bible tells it. For those who don't believe in the Bible, look at science. There's more mixed children than there ever were.
That's right, people. There's going to be so many mixed kids. You guys are, it's going to be the most beautiful golden kids in the world.
So it's gonna change. That's inevitable. You can't stop it.
That's right.
And we may not physically be here to see it, but we'll see it. So,
I hope so.
I mean but I'm just really optimistic and positive. So that's just me.
Me too, Harvey. Me too. I'm going to let you go because I know that you got things to do. I'm going to tell them that they need to follow you and also on your Instagram, and I'm going to start typing it in. And then we're going to talk more this week about when we're going to do this again. And I'm going to ask them to type out questions and anything else. Did you want to say anything to them before you go?
Hey, I just want to say this. Look, I love all y'all, even though I don't know you. That's the reason why I do it. You know, I talk to people I don't know all day, every day, and I do what God put on my heart to do. So all this stuff is gonna change one way or the other. But no matter what, let's just have fun while we own this big ball of mud. Let's laugh and enjoy life. Take the serious stuff with a grain of salt and try not to keep your stress level up. That's the best I can tell you. And just have fun, man, and learn what you can. That's all I got to say.
Harvey, thank you. And they said that they love you too. And they said thank you. And they said never change. And they're giving you prayer hands and the hands that go up like this, and they're doing the flex. And they said keep on keeping on. And Mr. Dirty said my atheist views say man walked out of Africa. There's a lot you got to explain to me. I've been under a rock. For real, for real, for real. So.
I got you. We'll talk about those things. I got you.
Okay. Okay, Harvey. I love you, cousin.
Love you, cuz.
Okay. I'll talk to you very soon.
Yes. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So what'd you guys think? Is he not a cool dude? Harvey, I don't have, God has like plans for everybody, and just like how Nexus came into my life, that's because you're awesome, Nexus. Jay Green came into my life, O-Town came into my life, Blue, Mind of Gemini came into my life one in the morning and his drop top. John Pearson, same thing. Mr. Dirty. I want everybody that has their views, whether they be pessimistic, whether they be, good, bad, whatever, I am robotic. Yeah, Mark. I'm glad you've been smiling. Great first live show. Jason, it was rocky. It was 7 o'clock. See that? Do you not see how my brain doesn't remember things? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you crazy. I need to remember that in 2019, I'm not to use the word crazy. Yeah, that was my New Year's resolution. I'm not supposed to, because I like to use that word too much. I use it for everything. I mean it for cool. Crazy. I can't use crazy like, that's crazy. I view the world as the bigger picture, but it won't matter in 10 years. That's how I am too, Unknown. That's okay, Mr. Dirty. I'm the same way. That's what, and that's the thing I respond to. I know that sometimes I look like a big ball of tears, and I can do that too. But at the same time, I have I go from 0 to 1,000, and so I have to really watch myself. So a lot of my videos, I talk very slow, and that's because I have to watch what I say. But did you see how easy it was to talk to Harvey? It was simple. just talking to Harvey about these things. That's right, Brian, just got to keep praying and hoping. I know that racism won't completely go away. I get that you guys say that. But what I'm thinking is the kids will keep mixing. One day everybody will just have that beautiful golden color. Everybody will just be one color and be happy, and then God will come and say, okay, it's time to come to heaven. I mean, that's the irony of it all. Once everything works out, it's time to go to heaven. Exactly, Blue. Evolution. I just feel that instead of letting everybody that's mean, yeah, we don't all have to look the same, no. I like how everybody looks. I'm a fan of everybody. What I'm not a fan of is bullies. I don't care what anybody says, I'm not a fan of bullies. If you bully somebody, I'm not gonna be nice to you. I can't do it. Now, if you disagree with me and you are like, hey, guess what? You said this wrong. I'm going to be like, oh, that's because I'm dumb and I did not look that up and I just winged it. I'll tell you the truth. I will. Or I'll say, okay, my bad. I'll try to make sure I shout you out that you busted me. And, I mean, how many times have I had to do that with Nexus and Jay Green? I mean, they're always like, no, this is not right. Or who else does that to me a lot? A lot of you. So, okay, bye, Jedi. I'll see you, like, in the next room in a second. It would be boring if we all looked the same. Please don't forget to go to Harvey's channel and subscribe, because I have a feeling... Thanks, Nexus. I have a feeling that he's the guy that we're going to be going to. No problem, O-Town. Yes. Like to meet him. I would love to meet him in person. Exactly. And that's what happened. Like, Tech was defending somebody on Twitter, and then Tech was defending somebody, a little girl, against her own family, because they were laughing at her because she lost something playing games, like those little video games, and they were picking on her, and Tech was like, what kind of family are you guys? And I've been on that side. I've been the one to say something, and it's not just on color, it's been on everything. It's been a mom bullying their kid or beating their kid so bad, I'm like, you know what, I've had enough of that. I'm tired of this. Exactly. You can totally. Bye, O. I'll see you next time. I just don't like the disrespect. That's it. That's all. I want to have fun. I want to come and see all of you. And I don't want to see anybody coming and being mean to any of you, being disrespectful. I don't want them to say, do you know how stupid you sound right now? I'm just like, I want to meet those things head on. I want that to stop. I'm not going to turn a blind eye. It may take me a couple hours to find it. It may take me a day because I'm still learning all this. So, and don't ever think that I won't defend you. If you guys are speaking your truth and how you feel, why can you not? But at the same time, out of respect for Harvey, I understand what he said made so much sense. When he was saying, this is a touchy subject, it feels like we're being forgotten or the history's being rewritten and like we're not going to be given credit. It may sound petty to everybody else, but it's not. It's not. The way he said it makes me feel like, no, you guys do deserve that credit. You guys, your ancestors did come up, or yes, and you guys can have it. I'm not saying, that's not me allowing them to have. That's not what I'm doing at all. And so many of the comments I see them say, you don't have any right to, or you can't give authority and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't want the authority, and I don't want to belong to anything that hates me. I don't want to belong to anything that associates hate speech at all. I can walk away from anything but my family. I can. I'm not desperate for that. I'm not. I just want to help people to see what they've got going on. I want to help people to realize that they can be happy. They don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Not at all. I mean, for the love of God, I've been a gardener, like the best gardener ever for 10 years. Bye, Nexus. Yes, let's all go. We all got things to do. There you go, Blue. My Blue is going to be probably an outstanding attorney slash karate master slash gamer slash guitar superhero. I mean, yeah, he's just like borderline genius. That was at Walmart. See what I mean? And he's humorous. He's got so many gifts. So anyway, you guys get out of here. Don't forget, go on Instagram, find 50 hearts, and Mr. Dirty, I am so glad that you were here. And if you've got anybody else, tell them, hey, you can say what you need to say, but just say it in a respectful way, just like how you did. You got the floor. As long as we're not going to be hateful to each other, I'm good. Because do you see how intelligent Harvey is? How much knowledge that he shared with all of us? I would have never learned all this if it wasn't for Harvey. Link to his channel. You're right. You're right. I'm going to find him and I'll put it in this one. I'll actually put him in all the videos. That way, whatever video you guys are in, you guys will be able to find him. Blue, I don't flatter you. It's just the truth. That's right, Brian. Peace out. Peace out, bro. Okay, you guys go. Let me do my work. Mr. Dirty, it was very nice to meet you. And we do. We just need to help each other instead of hurting ourselves. Because really, who the bad guys are the ones that are in charge. The only thing that we have is the power in numbers. That's it. So we're so busy bickering with each other. It's not cool. Alright, go. I'll talk to you guys soon. I gotta do my work, and you guys got your own things to do. Love you all. Bye. Your generation doesn't have that on YouTube. Later, everybody. Bye, mind. That's exactly it. This technology, Mr. Dirty, wasn't around, and so we exactly. Bye, Bradley. I don't want what you guys have fought so hard to have to just go away. That's very important. That narrative needs to keep going. Exactly. Okay, Mr. Dirty, don't forget. I'm going to put the link in the description. That way you guys can all find Harvey. Hi, Mark.